I hope your speakers weren't up too loud in your house because I just blew them out for you. You're welcome. How's everybody doing? Everybody having a great day? All right, well, I guess 2 people are having a great day. How's everybody doing? Is everybody having a great day? I know it's only 9:30, but hell, we can have a good day already.
Fan-freaking-tastic.
Fan-freaking-tastic. There you go. Somebody's fan-freaking-tastic. So, all right, so I got some cool little experiments I wanted to do with you today. You can be my subjects. Yes. So I just want to have a little bit of fun. I want to show you some things that may help shift the way that you think about some things, shift the way that you see things. And the premise of this is thoughts become things. We've all heard this a million times. Thoughts become things. Your thoughts, once you have them and start creating them, and whether directed or not, will start to create an emotion. That emotion will start to create some feeling, which will create an action. That action will create a result. That result will get you closer to your outcome, which will ultimately make you successful, but it can also go the other way. It can go both ways. It can go up and down. So I want you to really think that every thought that you have every single day can really dictate what happens to you. And your thoughts are more powerful than you think. They don't just dictate the emotions that you have and then actions. Your thoughts have power over physical matter. I want you all to do something with me. Hold your hands up like this. Turn them around and look at them. This is for you online too. This is not just in the room. Turn around and look at them. Everybody's got a little bit of a line on your wrist, right? On both sides. You could see a line if you hold them out, right? Yes. Yes, this is everybody participate. Yes, thank you. All right, so I want you to take those lines and line them up and then turn them together like this. No, turn them together like this. Now, typically, everybody has one hand that's longer than the other. You can see at the top of your fingers, one person's finger is longer. Everybody has a hand that's longer than the other, right? Okay, if you don't, it's okay, but typically everybody does. So I want you to take the shorter hand, whatever your shorter hand was, and hold that shorter hand out. If you don't have a shorter hand, pick one. It's okay, either one. It's okay. Now I want you to turn it around and look at your hands. Actually, everybody stand up. Stand up. Everybody get up. Get off your butts. Come on. Stare at your hand. And we're going to do this. We're going to say this 8 times in a row. Grow longer. Grow. Ready? Not yet. We're going to do it 8 times in a row. In unison. In unison. We're going to do it in unison. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Grow longer. 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 Now I want you to take your hands, put the lines together again. Put them together. Like this again. Whose shorter hand now is longer than the other one? Most all of us, their shorter hand will become longer than your other hand. Anybody have that? Your thoughts have power over physical matter. All the thought made it, whatever the case is, whether subconsciously as you were doing it, you pushed it up a little bit to make it longer because you were thinking about it, or whether you did my hand was throbbing as I was doing it. I'm serious, it was throbbing and it felt a little bit longer when I did that. So no matter what the case is, your thoughts created an outcome for you that you told your hand to grow longer, and it did. Does anybody else believe that your thoughts become things? Maybe. And we have some other exercises that I want to do with you too, but I'm going to need someone to help me out with this one. I need someone to help me out with this. I need someone to come to the front of the room and help me out. Who wants to help me out? Who wants to be a demonstration here? Demonstration. Oh, shut up. Get up here. Come on. But now, have we talked about this before? No, have I told you what I'm going to do? No. Okay. I told you that I told you there will be some experiments, but I didn't tell you anything about it. No? All right, good. Come up on the middle of the stage. You won't look stupid. No, look at the crowd. All right. Now I want you to So I want you to do me a favor. Tell everybody your name. Say, my name is Carolina. Okay. Now what I want you to do, are you right-handed or left-handed? You're right-handed. Good. I want you to take your left hand. I want you to hold it up. Straight up. Now, you don't have any injuries on this left hand, do you? No injuries, no nothing? Or you're not going to when we're done, so it's okay. You're not. So what I want you to do is I want you to say your name. My name is Carolina, and I want you to resist because I'm going to push down on your arm, okay? Don't worry, I'm not going to try and push you over, knock you over, but say, my name is Carolina, okay, and her arm doesn't go down. Do it again. My name is Karen. Okay, good. Now I want you to think of a name, and you can put your arm down. I want you to think of a name that's not yours, just any random name. Say, my name is whatever. What name would you pick? Pick one. Yep. Katie. Okay, put your arm up, and I want you to say, my name is Katie. Okay, put your arm up again. Say, my name is Carolina. Okay, now say, my name is Katie. I'm not pushing any harder than I did previous. I don't know how that happens. It's a miracle. Oh my goodness, it's a miracle. Don't go anywhere. We have some other things that I want to. So I want you to, the next thing we're going to do is I want you to remember a time. We're going to use the same arm, same thing. I want you to remember a time in your life where you failed at something and you were disappointed with yourself and you failed. I want you to think of it. You don't have to tell everybody. I'm not going to make you tell everybody, but think of a time in your life where you failed. Okay, tell me when you got it. Where it was disappointing and you failed. It was a failure in your life. Tell me. Yes? You got it? Okay, yes? All right, good. Now I want you to hold your arm up. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to visualize and put yourself in that moment and remember how it felt and what it was like at that moment. Tell me when you got it. Tell me when you're there. Okay. Okay. Do it again. I want you to really put yourself in that moment. Feel that feeling that you had when you were in that moment. Feel it. Think about it. Okay. Now I want you to think of a time where you were successful, you were proud, you were so incredibly full of emotion and love that you're so proud of yourself, your spouse, your kids, something where it just felt so good and so amazing. Think of a time like that. Put those emotions into you. Think about it and tell me when you have that moment. You got it? Put your arm up. Now I want you to close. Warm it up, girl. Warm it up. There you go. I know I'm pushing on it. Think about it. Now I want you to resist and think of that moment and really close your eyes and focus on that moment and think of how proud you were in that moment and how great it felt in that moment. Tell me when you got it. Got it? Okay. And she's already pushing up before I even pushed on it just to make sure. All right, put your arm down. We're going to do it. We're going to do one last one. I want everybody in this room. Don't worry. She won't hurt you afterwards. I want everybody in this room. I want you to look at Carolina and I want you to think a negative thought about her. It's very, very important. I want you to think a negative thought about her, like, you fool, look how you look in front of the room. I would never, just think a negative thought, and I want you to shoot a judgmental look at her. And I want you to look at the crowd, and I want everyone to think a negative thought about her directly to her and give her that thought. This is very important for this exercise. This is very, very important. So please do make sure that you're doing this. We all understand that it's not intentional. Put your arm up. Put your arm up. Now I want you to, everybody look at her. Think of that negative thought. Think that judgmental, like you're looking at your kid, like, you silly, I can't believe that you did that. Ready? Good. Okay. Now change that, wipe that off. Everybody shake it off a little bit. Shake that off. You too, shake that off. Get it out of there. Get all that shit out of there. I want everybody to think an amazing, wonderful, loving thought. How proud you are. You look amazing. I can't believe that you volunteered to stand in, well, not really volunteered, but stand in front of the room, and you look absolutely amazing. I'm so proud of you and everything. Think of positive thoughts, smile at her and send that love to her. Put your arm up. And I want you to just resist. Don't fight, just resist, all right? And I want you to think that thought. Think of how proud and how amazing and how awesome that you are. Okay? So what does this tell you? You can sit down. Thank you very much. What does this tell you? This tells you that when you lie, when you say I can't, when you focus on the negative and their failures, and you are in proximity to people who are judging you, thinking negative thoughts about you, and you're around the wrong people, all of that not only has a negative effect on you, on your mental thoughts and your emotions, it has an effect on you physically. You just saw that. Physically has an effect on your body and your ability to take action, on your ability to resist, on your ability to have strength, on your ability to persevere, to stand up, to make sure you continue pushing. It has a physical effect on you. Your thoughts are so incredibly powerful. We do not even realize the extent of how powerful they are. And there's some studies going on every single day to try and prove this more and more and more. But that's a simple exercise. And I'm telling you, we didn't organize any of that. It's very important that you understand that your thoughts are so incredibly powerful, and we have to start putting ourselves into a different process. So when you're thinking about this, you only have control over two things in your life, and that's your thoughts and then your actions. Those are really the only two things that really matter. There's the only two things you have control over. And like I mentioned in the meeting this morning, E plus R equals O. The events in your life plus the reaction that you have to it is going to equal an outcome. So if you have control over your thoughts and your actions, the event that happens to you, you have to control the thought, control what you feel about it, control the reaction that you have to it to get the outcome that you want. If you do not, you will end up in a position where your arm is constantly failing. Your physical body, your emotions, and your feelings will constantly fail you because of that if you're not controlling your thoughts and actions. Think about this, and it does not matter for any of us. We are all the same. It does not matter physically who you are. This kid, Maddie Christiansen, I didn't share. Let me share. So, oh my fucking God, it worked. Yes, it did. So I want to show this kid, Maddie Christiansen, he's a young boy. He's older now, but at the time of the story, he was a young kid, 11 years old. He had no legs below the knees and no arms below the elbows. He was the pitcher for a little league team in New York that would the ace pitcher that went to the Little League finals and lost in the finals, but was the number 2 Little League team in all of the state of New York. He had an appendage that he put on his arm that was a lacrosse stick, like a lacrosse net, that allowed him to pitch and catch. So it doesn't matter physically who you are. It doesn't matter if you're short, tall, skinny. It doesn't matter if you're blonde, white, brown. It does not matter what you are. Anybody has the ability to control your thoughts and dictate what they're going to do in their life. This kid determined that he was going to make it no matter what. He did not care. He had a belief. He had a thought, and his actions followed. His emotions, his physical being followed right behind that. We already did the grow longer, just a simple little exercise. And man, it's only been proven to work in your hands. So don't go. I don't need to hear, Chris, I spent 30 minutes last night, and so it's only been proven. The science only shows in the hands. So another thing to think about too, they did a test with astronauts to show that thoughts travel a long ways of time. They gave astronauts an envelope, and they opened up this envelope, and inside this envelope was random shapes. That's all it was: a circle, triangle, pyramid, sphere, whatever. And the astronauts would open that envelope, and they had a group of students at Duke University that were meditating and focusing at the same time that they had the astronaut open up the envelope, and they would focus. The astronaut was said to focus and meditate on the shape that was in front of them and try to send a message to the people in Duke University. They had an extremely high correlation of the messages received, much higher than chance. Chance is going to be between 47 and 49%. What they were receiving was over 65% of the messages that they were getting were correct. So you have a 16% increase just by focusing and thinking about your thoughts and other messages that you're directing or receiving. So just making sure that your thoughts and your mind is in the right order. Now, the last one, this is absolutely amazing. Has anybody ever heard of a doctor named Masaru Emoto? Anybody ever heard of him? Masaru Emoto wrote a series of books and did a series of studies called Messages in Water. And it is an absolutely amazing study. These are documented. It has been proven and documented. There's photos, there's videos, there's books, there's everything here. So what he did is he went out and he grabbed people. He said, I believe that our thoughts become things and they get directed. He took 500 people and he put them all in one space, and he had them send a directed message, a positive or a negative message. 500 people in different circumstances send a negative message towards a bottle of water and send a positive message towards a bottle of water. They just focused on this bottle of water. They took this bottle of water, they poured it into a petri dish, and then they froze it. And when they froze it, they were able to watch it under microscopes. And when they saw anything that sent a negative message towards this bottle of water had no distinct shape. It was pretty much just the absence of anything kind of beautiful, cool, neat, interesting. And the bottle of water that they sent positive thoughts to, love, happiness, all of those things, had these wonderful shapes that look like snowflakes. And it's documented. There's videos, there's photos, and I'll show you these. These here shows that when they send messages of thank you, wisdom, truth, eternal being, I love you, peace, they have these beautiful snowflake shapes. But then you have you fool is a big mess. You make me sick looks like this. Evil, polluted water, and then polluted water after they were praying and meditating on the water. The same water that was polluted here, they prayed and meditated, and they found these. They found these crystals in the water after they were able to freeze them and then unfreeze them and then freeze them again. You're seeing these crystals that show up. Pretty amazing stuff. And you can see when you played music also had a huge influence on it, which we all know music is a frequency. But when they removed the music, our thoughts operate on the same frequencies. Your thoughts that you send out are just like a radio station. Just like music sends out a frequency, your thoughts of love send out a frequency the same way. Then you can see this, there's a lake called Fujiwara in Japan. They did this before they prayed on it, and then they did this after they prayed on it and meditated on this water and sent these positive messages. It's pretty amazing when, good. So it's pretty amazing when you start seeing how much of an impact your thoughts have. Now here's the really, really crazy thing. He wanted to see how far these thoughts would go, how far they actually were able to transmit. So he got 10,000 Japanese, and they got them all together at the same time in Japan to start sending a loving, positive message to all of the water in the world. They were in Japan. They meditated and prayed and sent a positive message to all of the water, a loving message to all of the water in the world. And then they did a test the day before this meditation and prayer and the day after. The day before the meditation and prayer, you saw water like this. The day after, you saw water like this. Documented all the way across the world. The Mississippi River was one of them. Another river in Minnesota. Another lake in the Salt Lake City area. All of these things, you can see that because of a message, a frequency sent from your brain, directed and created a physical effect on the water when it would freeze, the shapes that it would form. This is rice. The water in the rice, the point of this is to show you that how much of your body is water? A lot. How much? How much? About 85 to 90% of your body is water. If water has this kind of effect on molecules, or if prayer and thoughts and meditative and positive inspiration, thoughts, love, your thoughts and your feelings has this kind of an effect on water, what kind of effect do you think it has on you when you're 85% water? Do you think that your thoughts and frequencies and vibrations create that same kind of effect inside of you? Which is why Carolina's arm went down with a negative thought, a negative connotation. Anything like that created a dissonance inside of her body. It wasn't operating on the highest frequency, and it did not operate the way that it was supposed to. And he wanted to prove that in a way that he could test it, which was rice. When you take dry rice or rice that's picked, and whenever you dry it out, you put water in it to cook it, there's water inside the rice. They sent a message of love to this rice. They sent nothing to this rice and hate to this rice. The message of love has no mold, no anything growing into it. I can't remember the time frame. But when they did nothing to it, it already started having mold and everything start growing in it. And when they sent a message of hate to the rice with the water inside of it, it created this excessive mold growth inside of there in the same period of time. So just remember that your thoughts are really, really powerful. Your thoughts affect your physical body. Your thoughts have a reaction on other people around you. They have a reaction to yourself, and it can ultimately dictate your outcome. But just think of this. Think of your thoughts like an email. Every thought that you have is like an email that you're sending out to the universe, that you're sending out to the world at a frequency, at a certain vibration. And you're asking whoever is in line with that thought and that vibration to reply. If I wanted $1 million and I sat down and did nothing but meditate, pray, think about it, focus on it, create all this amazing loving feelings about all of that, eventually what's going to happen is I'm going to invite somebody to reply to that email and give me an opportunity that might put me on a path to earn $1 million. But how many of us actually direct our thoughts that profusely, that seriously? How many of us actually do that? Not very many. When's the last time you woke up in the morning and took the first 10 minutes to direct your thoughts and focus on nothing but gratitude, love, creating your day, saying that today's going to be an absolutely wonderful day? Affirmations. Affirmations are very powerful. One of the things I didn't do with Carolina is if she would have stood up here and said something that she knows she can't do, but has always wanted to do and said, I can't do such and such. Like I can't run 10 miles in under 15 minutes. Her arm would go down. But if she sat there and said, I can run 10 miles in under 15 minutes, her arm would stay steady. So when you're sending those messages out with your thoughts, with your words, with those frequencies and vibrations, it invites the same kind of thing back. So it's just, just the same thing we've always mentioned about having a GPS. You got to know where you're going. If you put that out into the world, I type it into my GPS, it tells me how to get there. It knows the how. I just need to know where I'm going. If you know where you're going and you know what you want, you know exactly what it is that you want, and you start emitting those frequencies, those vibrations, those thoughts, and taking action with that in mind, you will figure the how out. You will start inviting more of those hows, inviting more of the people that are there to help you. Jack Canfield, the guy who wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul, just wrote the book. They couldn't get anybody to buy it. They finally got someone to buy it, and he had put out into the universe, we're going to sell 1 million books in one day. 1 million books in one day had never been done before, except one time where it was Stephen King did The Green Mile. He released 6 books, or a 6-chapter series for The Green Mile, how he released it. So at one point in time, there's 1 million books of being sold in one day. He got onto a bus. He emitted this thought, sent the email out into the universe. We are selling 1 million books in a day. Even mocked up a Time magazine cover that said Jack Canfield sells 1 million books in one day. Put it all over the place, thought about it, had some affirmations, because words are very powerful, and started telling himself these really positive things about that. I'm so excited to have sold 1 million books in a day and to have created this loving life for my family. He gets onto a bus and sits down, and the woman next to him looks at him and goes, oh, you're Jack Canfield. And he goes, oh, you know who I am? She goes, oh, you got the name tag on. She goes, oh, okay, but you're the Chicken Soup for the Soul guy. He goes, yeah, we are. He said, so tell me, what are you guys up to these days? He goes, well, we're actually going to go sell 1 million books in a day. She goes, and without skipping a beat, she looks at him, she goes, oh, I can help you with that. She goes, I'm the buyer for the bookstores that are in nearly every single airport all around the country. I'm the buyer for that company. She goes, so what we can do is I can take you and all of your co-authors, we can put you all around the East Coast at 8 a.m., have you signing all at one time. We'll move you across to the center of the United States, move you across to the mid-United States, move you across over to the West Coast. By the end of the day, you'll be signing all up and down the West Coast, and we can get you to sell 1 million books in one day. He goes, huh? He goes, wow, why would you do that for me? Why would you help me with that? She literally called him dummy. She goes, dummy. If I sell 1 million books, don't you think my boss will be happy with me? Hello. He goes, so I sent the email out, and she replied. She replied by sitting down next to me on the bus. He goes, so simple things like that. And he goes, one step further, he talks, he goes, so let me tell you what the secret to success is. J. Paul Getty was an oil magnate. He said, here's the secret to success. You got to wake up and be grateful. You got to take action. And then you got to go find oil. Right, so the thoughts are just wake up and be grateful and take some action. You have to have your thoughts directed and know where you're going and what you want to get. So just think of this like gravity. The law of gravity, it always works, right? The law of gravity is always in action. So what Masaru Emoto wrote was, by holding the attention of peace towards water, by thinking, speaking, and acting with the intention of peace towards water, water can and will bring peace to our bodies and to the world. So that's his direction, was towards the water that was around us, because eventually we would all be consuming it. But then he also understood that we are all water, and as you consume water, you are diluting and taking and washing through. You basically, you drink water, it comes out. You drink water, it comes out. You are circulating it through your body. So you're constantly having to have that positive thought, emotion, and energy being sent towards water. So this was just a little more direction of what he did. The photo on the left is an ice crystal frozen from a severely polluted lake that was in Japan. The photo on the right is the same water refrozen after having been blessed by Dr. Emoto. You can clearly see the crystals are completely different from a positive attitude that was sent towards it. So that is the basic message that I wanted to show you today, just the exercises I wanted to do, just to show you that your thoughts are very powerful. And you need to start becoming a little bit more directed with your thoughts. And then with that, I'll jump in and cover a few other things here, just so you can see, so we can talk a little bit more business really quickly. So Shannon Core has, this might make me log in. Shannon Core has some dusk photos that he can do now without having to come back out, just so you know. So this is the photo before. He can make it a dusk looking photo without having to come back out to your property. So you can let him know that he will do that if you want him to. Then the Food Truck Friday rally that we had this past week, thank you so much for all that came out. It was great. We hit our quotas. Typically, food trucks are going to charge a minimum for them to come out, and we were able to hit a quota for both of them, so that was excellent. I appreciate it. We are going to do another one in April, the second Friday, just because the first Friday is Good Friday. The first Friday will be Good Friday, and then Easter is that weekend, so we're going to do it the following weekend. We're going to have a food truck there. What I'd really love to have happen is we're going to try and line the food trucks up this week. We're going to get some flyers, and I'd really love to get everybody out into your community with a CMA, with a newsletter, with a message, with something along with this flyer, and inviting them. There's your tool to be able to knock on the door and not feel like you're soliciting somebody for a listing. You can tell them, I wanted to invite you to our food truck event that we're going to have on April, whatever it is, I can't remember what it's, the second Friday in April, but I also want to leave you some information. So we're trying to become more relevant in the community and get more involved with our community. We'd love to have you stop out. So I'd like you guys to do that a little more often. Go to businesses too. Go to the businesses around. We found out that the Winn-Dixie Plaza down there, talked to a few people there. She goes, hey, we drove by and we saw the food trucks out there. We're curious what you were doing. Was it a private thing? It's like, no, it was open to the public. You can come on in. So go to any businesses, drop them off, invite them to come over, just so, again, we can get you relevant to the community along with the company relevant to the community. Reminder for your continuing education, they are up by March 31st. Make sure that you get those done. If you have the post-licensing 45 hours, get that done. Floor duty, another reminder, you must be in the building. Thursday, we're doing our accountability for farming. Please show up for that. We are having some very good results from the people that are doing it. They're having great conversations. They're getting communication with people. The people that are getting out and doing something are having great results from them. No listings, but I can tell you at least one of them has about 5 or 6 people that have all said that they were going to be listing their home sometime in the next 6 months to 12 months because either a military move or they are anticipating a job transfer or a family change or something like that. We do have some new Mirror Bay waterfront builds that Kim Hodgkin has. She has a buyer that's buying some Park Square homes. They are available for purchase. They're going to be closing next week. So if anybody has any buyers, there are not any waterfront homes in Mirror Bay available except for one resale right now. She has 2 brand new ones, at least 2 brand new ones that'll be available in the next 2 weeks. If you have anybody looking for waterfront, it's going to be in the 750 to 800 range for 3,000 square foot about. All right, so I want to turn it over to anybody for new listings. Anybody have new listings they would like to pitch? Let us know where they're at. I know they're not lasting long, but I also want to have you guys with buyers the opportunity to hear about them and hear it directly from the listing agent's mouth. I won't call you guys a horse. You got a rental listing? What do you got, Joe?
So this is going to go live probably tomorrow or Thursday. It's a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath townhome in Magnolia Park. Very nice gated community up there.
2-bed, 2-bath townhome, Magnolia Park.
2.5 bath, Magnolia Park. We just had new carpeting put on the steps and upstairs. It's tiled downstairs. Very, very nice unit. Talking to Molly, we were going to put it at $1,400. She said $1,450.
$1,450, 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath townhome in Magnolia Park, a gated community, somewhat of a newer community as well. So good, great location. Anybody else? New listings, Aixa?
Good morning. I have a new listing at Val Harbor. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It is completely updated. The kitchen is beautiful, has nice backsplash, stainless steel appliances, tile floor throughout, plantation shutters. It's listed at $210,000.
So what's a waterfront condominium?
Bought separately, and it also has a boat slip that goes with the unit. It is deep water, so they can have a sailboat and real close to the bay.
Yeah, excellent. Wonderful. It's a 55 and older community. It is available to be rented out too as well if somebody was looking for some type of investment. If they wanted to, the tenant would have to be 55 and older. Currently rented for $1,400 a month, for being sold for $210 with a boat slip that is included with the unit. It's live. It's on the market. Fully updated too. Excellent. Who else? Anybody else? New listings? Anything they'd like to pitch? Buyer want, buyer needs? No? Anybody?
And you're allowed to say it in here when you have new stuff coming. You won't get in trouble with. Okay.
Good. Excellent. Well, go ahead, tell us. Coming? No, you can tell us about the ones coming up.
I have almost 5 acres of land coming up in Ruskin, right in the heart of Ruskin on 7th Avenue, with a house, with a huge garage, with an apartment. And the house is rented for $1,250. The apartment is rented for $750. The garage is rented for $300. So it has income of about $2,300 or so.
Cool.
Right in the middle of a lot of growth in the area.
Mm.
So if anybody knows someone that is looking for, it
What-
can be developed, it's home for 12 units per acre.
Excellent. Wow. Okay.
So, yeah.
What kind of price are you thinking for that?
It's probably going to be going around 735.
It's around 730 for
Somewhere between 700 and
how big's the house?
the
Approximately.
house is almost 2,000 square feet.
So basically, you got 5 acres, 2,000 square foot with an apartment and a large garage. That's huge. 5 acres zoned for 12 units, right? 12 units per acre. That's huge. That's a great opportunity.
Garage too. A
Yep.
lot of people want, somebody that has a business and wants to park trucks and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great opportunity.
7th Avenue Northeast.
Good. Excellent. That's a wonderful piece of property right there. If you have an owner who's got either an investor or an owner who has a business that also wants to try and make some money, he can rezone it and even just build something on partial piece of it. He wants to keep an acre for himself or 2 acres for himself. You got 3 other acres you could potentially develop out 12 units per acre, partner with somebody, develop out units on that. You just got a lot of opportunity, a lot of possibilities there. So start thinking outside the box, especially with the market the way it is. And I know we all have people who've got money who are looking to do something with it. There's a lot of opportunities there. And I just got one more. Stop giving a mic up. Just keep it.
I have another one coming up on the market soon in Cobia Cay.
Okay.
This is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 3-car garage, boat lift. Coming soon. So
Okay.
get back with me. That's going to be in the low 7 as well.
Cobia Cay, 3-car garage, 4-bed, 3-bath, boat slip. That's a beautiful area. And
Close to within walking distance to the nature park.
yep, walking
Surrounded
distance to
by
Apollo Beach Reserve. That thing will be sold in like 2 hours, 2 minutes. I'm sure you're going to get about 4 calls later today from someone. Okay. Excellent. Which do you know which way does it face? Which way does it view with the back of the property? Faces east. Good. Excellent. Beautiful sunrises. Beautiful sunrises. Good. All right, guys. Anybody else? Any new listings, new buyers, anything? If we don't, we're going to go ahead and end. Real quick, next week we got 2.5 minutes left. I know you guys have something coming up. You said, but I won't be here next week. I'm leaving with spring break, taking my family out of town. I'll have availability via phone, via email. So if you do need something, let us know. But we will still have a meeting next Tuesday. Jimmy's gonna wear his Batman costume and hold the meeting for us. Tell me about what you got.
I'm just gonna say that my personal home is gonna be going on the market on Thursday. It'll be live on Thursday. It is in Micaiah Lake Club in Riverview. It is 2,200 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and a full office. No carpet. Nice home, nice community. So if you have anybody that's interested, showings will start on Friday.
Beautiful home.
326. I'm still figuring out the exact number. There's been.
It's going to be in the low 3s. You're going to be in the low 3s. She's just going to leave it open. You send over a blank offer. She'll put in the price she wants. It's a beautiful home. It's a newer home in Micaiah Lake Club in the non-gated section. It is a 2-car garage. It's got a wonderful layout, office in the front, split bedrooms, nice sitting room inside the master, no carpet anywhere in there, tile floors, laminate floors, granite countertops, espresso cabinets, really nice rich colors, nice updates and upgrades, nice backyard as well, great size yard. I think we were talking in the 330 range. So, it's going to be in the low threes, under 350 if you have someone. There's nothing else out there too. So it's crazy, but it's a beautiful home. All right, guys, 1 minute left. We're closing out. Thank you so much. Have a great day.